Hi students, in this section we will see about science and technology related news. Two important news items are there for this day. One is about deep techs, another one is about space debris. Here, space techs. What is the term space techs means? It is the term used for technology based industries, or you can say deep technology based startups. So deep tech or deep technology refers to those startups whose business model is based on high tech innovation in engineering or significant scientific advances. Here you have to see the term startups. So the companies which are investing more time and energy in developing deep technologies. What are these deep technologies? Deep technology startups are likely to be based on artificial intelligence or machine learning or other innovative applications to new or existing emerging technologies like blockchain, computer imaging, and VR, means virtual reality. So these are some important deep technologies that are present today. If you see the evolution of technology since Second World War, it is evolving, and today the machines are trying to mimic the human actions. The term mimicking human actions means the technology is evolving day by day to make machines to behave like humans. So this is the term like artificial intelligence. This is possible, this artificial intelligence is possible through techniques like machine learning and deep learning. So such kind of terms and technologies are there, how to make machines to function like human beings, so that machines can be used for the tasks, for the boring tasks that are done by human beings, or that are difficult tasks that human beings cannot perform under difficult circumstances. So these are the deep technologies. If these technologies are nurtured by companies, the companies which are taking up these technologies and making these technologies are converting these technologies into viable products, those companies are called deep tech startups. So this is about deep tech startup. Examples of deep tech might include artificial intelligence applied to predict natural disasters. Here you can see that technologies can be used for the development of human beings. Indian government is trying to encourage such kind of startups. So under this context, this is in news. Generally, in terms of administration, for the welfare of human beings, technology is very important. In day-to-day administration, human beings are in the need of technology. For example, when natural disasters comes, it affects millions of people. If through technology, if warning comes about natural disasters, immediate administrative steps can be taken in advance so that we can mitigate or we can reduce the damages that are caused by natural disasters. These technologies will help the administration to predict natural disasters. Or molecular imaging technologies that identify disease or predisposition to disease far beyond any other existing test possible could. Here you can see today we are in the age of pandemic. The corona pandemic is almost collapsed the world economy. It brought the world under its knees before corona virus. Such technologies will be helpful in future to predict such kind of disasters in advance so that the governments of the world can take immediate steps to mitigate the disasters caused by such biological disasters or natural disasters like earthquake, tsunami, or cyclones. Deep tech startups can help in this aspect in giving advance warnings to the administrative machinery. Governments are promoting for these kinds of startups. Why India needs deep tech startups? There are three key reasons why India desperately needs these deep tech startups to grow, not only in numbers but also in terms of size and valuation. If more number of such startups are there, more solutions can come to the people, and also economy also will grow because people will definitely purchase these products because it is going to affect everyday life. These startups also can make India's stature in economy, technology economy. It will raise the bar of India's technology position. First, here we have listed three important reasons why India desperately needs these deep tech startups. First one is solutions based on deep tech solve real life problems in areas like healthcare, financial technology, fintech means financial related like banking, insurance, stock market, agriculture and water management. So these are the various important economic angles or economic institutions that are very well developed in India and also which requires a lot of technological intervention. These are the sectors, these are the economic sectors which are affecting the people of India. That is why these finance tech, deep tech companies needed solution, should bring solutions in these areas. Indian governments or administrative systems should help startups to work in this direction. India also has its share of challenges when it comes to food, energy, water and national security. In all these aspects also there are a lot of challenges. In order to improve the situation and also in order to bring the solutions to handle the crisis in these sectors, once again we need advanced technologies. These technologies are possible only when such startups are encouraged. Then there are issues related to affordability and access to utility services. As of now, already some kind of products might be available in the market. For example, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence based products are already available at some scale in the market, but they are not affordable by all people. So in future, if deep tech startups are encouraged, the price of these products becomes affordable and it reaches mass level, which may not be clearly understood by multinational giants. MNC companies are purely based on profit calculation. They may not understand the real problems of masses. So in order to bring these products at mass level, affordability is very important. Affordability comes only when startups who are working in deep technologies have to be given helping hand in advance. Creating solutions using deep tech such as artificial intelligence, analytics, augmented reality or virtual reality and Internet of Things. So these are some of the examples of deep technologies. Second important reason why India needs to encourage such startups. Deep tech companies can offer alternative job opportunities. One is solution oriented. Challenges are there, for that solutions come from these technologies. Second one is in the process they provide a lot of job opportunities. So it tackles the unemployment crisis that India is facing today. To our engineers who were sought after by multinational tech companies but are now finding it difficult to move to research labs located out of the country due to tough visa norms. So due to changed circumstances, now technology related people are finding difficult to go out and work outside also. If India provides such opportunities, they are happy to stay in India and to work for these technology companies. Finally, Indian deep tech companies will help secure the country's data sovereignty. Data sovereignty is very crucial nowadays. Whatever data that is generated within the boundaries, physical boundaries or political boundaries of India, now this data is being transferred to the outside of political boundaries. Whenever government is in need of the data, now it has to go through a lot of procedures and permissions are required to get the data. So data sovereignty is being compromised now. If such deep technology startups are encouraged within India, now data can reside within political boundaries of India and Indian governments can get access whenever there is necessity of such information. For example, if RBI wants to take real-time data on financial transactions, So that financial crisis can be avoided means data sovereignty should not be compromised. Data should reside within political boundaries of India so that RBI and other administrative organs get the real-time data so that real-time solutions and crisis can be averted. This is about deep technologies. Next important news is about space debris. Here the news is about space debris. It came out when China's satellite in close encounter with Russian debris. So in this context, we are seeing space debris. We see what is space debris, what are the challenges of space debris, and what are various technology interventions to mitigate the problems of space debris. Here it is in news that a Chinese satellite had a near collision with one of the many chunks of debris left by the fallout of a recent Russian anti-satellite missile test, state media reported. Anti-satellite missile test. Here, missiles are used from the earth to hit the satellites. So such kind of missiles are called anti-satellite missiles. When Russia has tested such a missile, it has created space debris. When Chinese satellite was passing through, it was about near collision. So in this context, we are seeing space debris. Moscow blew up one of its old satellites in November in a missile test that sparked international anger because of the space debris it scattered around the Earth's orbit. Now you can see a lot of space debris here. Now these debris, they also rotate around the Earth at very fast speed. Now these are not useful. These are junk items. These are not used. When these items are hit, the satellites which are functioning, the functioning of satellites also gets affected. So it involves a lot of cost, a lot of energy, a lot of time. Now these space debris are becoming a cause of concern for international community. Space debris encompasses both natural, some are natural, some are man-made particles. Natural particles like meteoroids, artificial man-made such as the unused satellites or unused parts of satellites after collapse of the satellite. Because of the high speeds up to 8 kilometers per second at which objects orbit Earth, a collision with even a small piece of space debris can damage a spacecraft. Spacecraft, it involves a lot of cost, time, and if people are traveling in the spacecraft, the lives of people also is in stake at this point of time. So space debris, meteoroids means these are in orbit around the sun, while most artificial debris is in orbit about the Earth. Around the Earth orbit, these space debris are rotating. Hence, the latter is more commonly referred to as orbital debris. Much of the debris is in low Earth orbit, within 2000 kilometers low Earth orbit. Here, different type of orbits are there: low Earth, medium Earth, and geostationary. However, some debris can be found in geostationary orbits also above the equator. Mostly they are found in low Earth orbits. Low Earth orbits are very important because most of the satellites and missions, spacecrafts are rotating in the low Earth orbit. Here you can see different type of missions from different countries that are in different ranges from the Earth. How long a piece of space debris takes to fall back to Earth depends on its altitude. Objects below 600 kilometers orbit several years before re-entering Earth's atmosphere. If they enter into Earth's atmosphere due to heat, some of them gets blown up in the atmosphere. Some objects take several years to reach the atmosphere. So till that point of time, they remain there rotating around the Earth. Some objects which are above 1000 kilometers, they may orbit for centuries. That means they will be there for centuries and they cause havoc to the spacecrafts or satellites which are rotating in their orbits. Here, for example, if you see, this is the Earth, and here at some height, some satellites are rotating, and at other level, at some other level, like this. And geostationary orbit, is at 35,786 kilometers above the Earth equator. At different levels, space debris can be there. While revolving around the Earth, these space debris can hit these useful objects such as satellites, spacecrafts. That will affect the functionality of spacecraft or satellite. So this becomes a cause for concern for international community. Space shuttle windows often had to be replaced because of damage from collisions with man-made debris smaller than 1 millimeter. Often it requires maintenance, so it increases the maintenance cost of the useful functioning spacecraft. Any collision in space creates a cloud of debris, with each piece moving roughly the speed required to keep a satellite in low Earth orbit and more than 10 times as fast as bullet shot from a gun. These space debris are rotating at very high speed, and if they hit the functioning spacecraft, it is going to damage the parts of spacecraft and it will affect the functioning of the spacecraft. India's anti-satellite. In this context, we have to see which are creating these space debris. Anti-satellite missile tests create lot of space debris, like Russia has done. India has also tested it. India has a mission called Mission Shakti. It is India's anti-satellite missile. A test was done in low orbit of less than 300 kilometers and a particular angle to ensure that minimal debris were dispersed above into space to avoid damage to other satellites or international space stations. So now hereafterwards, steps also should be taken to minimize the space debris so that it will not affect the functioning satellites or spacecrafts. All the debris created by India's test would take about 45 days to decompose by coming under the influence of Earth's gravity. Once if they fall in the Earth's gravity, they come to the atmosphere. In atmosphere, they get blown up due to high temperature. Kessler syndrome. Kessler syndrome, here one technical term is what is Kessler syndrome, that is related to space debris. A situation in the context of space where one collision would create a cloud of debris that leads to other collisions. Suppose a particular object exploded. It creates a certain number of debris. Now these debris affect the other spacecraft or any other element and it gets blown up. It will create some more space debris. So likewise, it in turn would generate even more debris, leading to a runaway effect called collision cascade. Continuously such debris are generated with the result that low Earth orbit would become unusable. So low Earth orbit, now if a satellite needs to be launched in this particular zone, it becomes very difficult because even after launching a satellite in this zone, it is going to be collapsed within few days or within few hours. So this particular space cannot be used by artificial satellites. Here you can see a lot of space debris. Now if any satellite needs to be launched, means it should be launched beyond this range where space debris are not affected. It requires a lot of cost, and if satellites goes beyond a particular zone, the information about the geography of Earth also cannot be identified properly if sufficient number of satellites are not there in the low Earth orbit. So these are various issues. What are the steps? Steps taken to mitigate the problem of space debris. To forestall such build-up in debris, space agencies have begun taking steps to mitigate the problem, such as burning up all the fuel in a rocket stage so that it does not explode later, so that it will not explode, it will stay there, it will not create a Kessler syndrome type of space debris. Saving enough fuel to deorbit a satellite at the end of its mission so that it fall into the Earth's atmosphere. Here one technology intervention done by British satellite called Remove Debris. It is a name of satellite which was launched in 2018 and deployed from ISS International Space Station. Has tested two different technologies for removing space debris, capture with a net and capture with a harpoon, and will test a drag sail which will slow down a piece of debris so to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Here you can see a net. Here we will see the net. In this net, the space debris are collected and they are taken away from the space. This is one method. Another method is having a technique through which these space debris fall into the Earth's atmosphere. So such kind of steps or this kind of technologies are also used for removing the space debris in space. Another one, for satellites orbiting close to Earth, operators lower the orbit of a decommissioned satellite so that it will naturally re-enter the atmosphere within 25 years. This is known as a 25-year rule. Within 25 years that will come and it will collapse, it will explode in the atmosphere. As the satellite begins to fall back towards Earth, the heat from air friction will burn up satellite, causing it to disintegrate before it even reaches the surface. So due to air friction, it will get explode. So this is one step that is important in order to remove the space debris from space. With respect to treaties, is there any treaty with respect to space debris? Means as of now there is no international treaty. No international treaty has been envisaged yet regarding particularly anti-satellite missiles, testing missiles. United Nations Transparency and Confidence Building Measures (TCBMs). It includes registering space objects with the United Nations Register, pre-launch notification, etc. India is a signatory of this treaty. So it will help the United Nations community to know in advance if there is any launch of such satellites or anti-satellite missiles. UN Outer Space Treaty. This is the important one. Outer space, a treaty is there, United Nations. This treaty somewhat handles the space debris issue. It prohibits it prohibits weapons of mass destruction in outer space, but no restraining on ordinary weapons. Any weapons of mass destruction should not be exploded in the outer space. If there is no explosion, no space debris comes from weapons of mass destruction. However, ordinary weapons, this treaty do not cover ordinary weapons. That's why out of this treaty, countries can explode, and these are creating space debris. So now, once again, now time has come to handle to have a particular treaty at world level so that space debris issue also can be solved. Interagency Space Debris Coordination Committee is an international forum for the worldwide coordination of activities concerning with issuance of man-made and natural debris in space. India participates in this. So different mechanisms. India has supported UN resolution on no first placement of weapons on outer space. So these are the various issues related to UN Outer Space Treaty. To some extent, it tries to reduce the space debris. However, still there is no proper treaty which handles space debris as of today. This is about science and technology news in this section. Thank you.